opportunity to talk with you today. I'm going to jump back to Chair Manchin and some of the questions that he talked to you about. Here's what we know. We have made these big, bold investments in new generation, and they are crucial to our future. They are creating jobs, they're good for the economy, they're good for the climate, and we all, whether you want to pick what generation you want, but they're all of the above approach is good for this country and moving forward. But let me ask you this, because I'm hearing from grid operators that the existing power generating capacity is struggling to keep up with demand. We need a timely and efficient approval process for connecting this new generation. I also understand that while FERC's order number 2023 has provided helpful reforms to shorten the time it takes for these new projects to access the grid, more work needs to be done. So for the three of you, and I'll start with Ms. Chang, what additional measures can be taken to enhance FERC's interconnection process and streamline new energy projects and electricity resources online more quickly? And just caveat, I'm working on regulation around this, so this is why this is important for me to have this conversation with the three of you. Ms. Chang.
Yes, I understand there's quite a number of reforms in Order 2023 from FERC. So if I were fortunate to be confirmed, I will continue to work with existing FERC commissioners and the talented staff to better understand what other impediments or anything else that can be streamlined in the interconnecting new generation.
I appreciate that, but let me just say, as the reports that I'm looking at show a staggering backlog of, 2,030 gigawatts of new generation and energy storage, as well as an average wait time of 5 years to connect to the grid. That's a problem. Mr. Rosner.
Well, thank you for the question, and I agree that this is a concern. The country has a huge economic opportunity here, both in terms of connecting new technologies to the grid and also to meeting growing demand for new industries. So what I would say to this is that ensuring orderly and timely connection of resources to the grid would be a priority. I am aware that the Commission promulgated Order 2023. I believe that the first set of compliance with that is due just next month, and if honored to be confirmed, I would work to ensure that we keep a careful eye on that process and also look to solutions to the extent that there are other opportunities to make that process more efficient.
Thank you. Ms. C.
I also agree that I think that this issue of interconnection is incredibly important, and when it comes to a reliable and transparent and efficient processes, I think that's an important part of the Commission's responsibility in ensuring just and reasonable rates and not being unduly discriminatory or preferential. I understand that there are ongoing proceedings about the Commission's current orders, so certainly would not want to prejudge anything there. And also in my current position as a nominee, I don't have access to the information from that comment process that led to that for why the Commission reached the certain approaches that it did and did not go further or made those choices. I would certainly be looking closely at this issue, and if I had the honor to be confirmed, would want to work closely with my fellow commissioners and FERC staff on this issue, and of course with you and the members of this committee.
Thank you. Each of you in your written testimony today stressed the need for a more resilient and reliable grid. And as we all are aware, extreme weather is one of the primary causes of electric power outages. These events are only expected to increase in frequency and severity over the next several decades. In fact, recent data from the U.S. Congress Joint Economic Committee found that weather-related events were responsible for 80% of all outages from 2000 to 2021. From each of your perspectives, how can FERC better ensure that transmission facilities are more resilient against the threats of extreme weather? And Ms. C., I'll start with you.
Yes, I certainly recognize the important and serious concerns that extreme weather has when it comes to resiliency. I would be looking at this question as in any other issue from FERC's authorities. I would be looking at its responsibility for mandatory reliability standards and its oversight of NERC. I think that would be the appropriate way to start. And then also to take account of this issue when it comes to its role as a rate maker and regulator in the wholesale markets.
Thank you. Mr. Rosner?
Thank you for the question, Senator. And I agree that in terms of the challenges that our grid faces over the coming decades, that this hot and cold weather event issue is at the top of the list. And I believe that the statistics is in 5 of the last 11 years, we've had power outages or grid emergencies as a result of it. So what I would say is that I'm encouraged that there has been some action at the commission to promulgate hot and cold weather standards that I hope will improve this. In the event that there's more to do, which it sounds like there likely is, given what this committee has heard in the last year, I'm committed to working and prioritizing that issue. Thank you.
Ms. Chang.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. It's actually something that I hold close to my heart, and I happen to have worked on at the very minimal, looking at this issue. It's actually quite complex and extremely critical that extreme weather events are affecting not just transmission, but all assets on the grid. But also, as we plan for the future, we have to make sure that the infrastructure can withstand extreme weather events physically and as a system. So I definitely commit to work with you and your staff and also other folks at FERC to make sure that we do better as a country for resiliency.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Murkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome to the committee. Thank you all for your willingness to participate and to serve. I do think it's remarkable